everybody? Happy Wednesday. Oh, my YouTube indicator thing is broken. That's all right. If you're new to the channel watching Fish Hour for the first time, subscribe so you don't miss the show. So you don't miss future episodes. Today is usually bait fishing with Roman and Brian, but Brian has had something he had to take care of, so he can't make it. Everything is okay. Nothing he just couldn't make it today. So we were able to find awesome guest for today, and as you guys can tell by the title of the stream and the thumbnail, of course, we're gonna have a special guest today, Mr. Salty Dangler in the house, Dan Mason. So he's gonna be joining us in a little bit. Let's do this. Let's bring him in with the live studio audience. Let's bring him in with the live studio audience applause. Here we go. Here he is, Dan Salty Mason, joining us for a cool episode of bait fishing with actually Roman and Salty today. Oh, there we go. Woo! What up, Salty? Your mic is live.
Hey, there we go.
There we go. How you doing?
Great. How about yourself?
Pretty good, dude. Pretty good. I was like scrambling to get all of the slides modified and stuff. There you go, like a Salty on the screen.
I can't believe you went through all that.
That's good. That's good. Can you do a quick little check 1 2?
Check 1 2.
There we
check
go.
1.
That works. Guys, let us know how he's coming through on the sound. I think it might be a little bit low, but I can't tell. I was messing with my headset, so it looks okay on the meter. But you guys, let me know if I need to turn Salty up. Turn me up.
Turn it up.
Very cool. All right, so let's do quick shout outs now that everybody's on. Okay, we got the show started. We're gonna do Pop Top. We're gonna do the usual show, guys, and then we're gonna kind of dive into the world of Salty and get to know him a little bit better. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, Cal was here first. Cal jumped in there quick, slid in there quick today. You got here first. So welcome, Cal. We can start the show now. I see Eric is in here. What up, Eric? The judge dropping C notes on the stream yesterday. Crazy. I'll do more shout outs for that today too as well, because I need to thank you guys. You guys are awesome. Salty Dangler's in here. Salty Boot. All right. I see Cast Queen in the house. What up, Cast Queen? Welcome. I see Coach Worf in the house. Thanks, Coach. Jumping on here today. Leonard in the house. What up, Leonard? I see what else. Oh, Aaron. What's up, Aaron? I got your message. I replied. Yep. I hope everything's good. I think Eric's going to be jumping into the tournament. It's good to have him on. I see Carl. What's up, Carl? Welcome back. Bit. I see Dario. What's up, Dario? Let's see. Make sure I didn't miss anybody. Captain Adobo in the house. What up? Muto in the house. What's up, Muto? Submission fishing code. Submission fishing code. I was going to say .com. Let's see. Mr. Dan Walsh in the house. Mr. Captain Dan's in here. What up, Captain Dan? Captain Dan, I meant to call you today, but I just lost track of time. We can talk today after the show. I know you had some ideas you wanted to run by me or talk about today, so let's talk. I see Chewy in the house. The dude. What up, the dude? Welcome. Thanks for jumping back over here on this channel. I see Mark G in the house. Spotty Girl. What up, Bit? Oloop in the house. What's up, Oloop? Dave Rage. Mr. Roger Stern. DFA. What up? Welcome to the show. SoCal Salty Hooks. Ooh, another SoCal. Okay, SoCal Salty Hooks and SoCal Salty Slayer. Yeah, right. So, welcome to the show. I see. All right, cool. All right, guys. If I missed you in the shout outs, I apologize. Let's gonna get this show kind of rolling. So, how you been?
Good.
For those of you that don't know, Salty, we met through my YouTube videos, right?
Through Fishy Hour.
Okay.
I think I started watching Fishy Hour like 3 weeks in from when you started it.
Oh, interesting. Very cool. So yeah, So, this is like, and I don't want to embarrass you or anything, Salty, but like, this is one of my it's one of my, what do you call it? It's one of the coolest things about going for it and just kind of putting yourself out there and like doing something like this, like a show like this, is I get to meet cool people like you. Like, I think this past year, you're one of the coolest people I've met. Well, I guess it's been more of a year now, right? Because since the show started, you're one of my best what do you call it, like, friends that I've met through the show. You know, like, I feel like I can go to you and ask your opinion on something, and you're not gonna tell me what you think I want to hear. You know, You're gonna tell me like, you're gonna tell me what's up, like the truth, like you're gonna give me an honest feedback. So for me, like in this and doing this kind of stuff, doing the show, that means a lot. So I appreciate you being here, and I appreciate you taking the time to jump on the show with us today. So thank you for being here.
Yeah, no problem.
Live studio audience applause.
I just try and tell it how I see it. I don't know. One of those things. There's no point in beating around the bush.
No, exactly. That's cool. You'd be surprised that people like to beat around the bush.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just not productive in most cases.
Yeah, exactly. Very cool.
So.
Okay, so today I'm gonna kind of Salty doesn't know what he's doing here as far as like how I ambushed him. I'm pretty much gonna interview him as I would interview somebody that I was doing for my Spear podcast. So be ready. And if you feel uncomfortable, you don't have to answer any of the questions I'm gonna ask. But I'm figure we'll get it rolling, and then if people have questions, I'll kind of throw in some questions. We'll kind of spice it up, kind of have some fun, because we really don't get to talk a lot on the water, even though we are fishing together. Most of the time, we're kind of like spread out, and we do talk on comms, but on comms, it's mostly like just like I got a bite, or I'm fishing with this, or what you get, that kind of stuff. It's very like not very deep conversation, right?
Current events.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Current events. Nice.
On the water events.
On the water events. Cool. All right. So before we get started with the actual interview section of this episode, let's do Pop Top, guys. Let's keep the tradition going. So
I know I'm not giving out GPS spots for all you in the chat.
Oh, everybody just logged off. I was kidding.
It's over there.
We gotta tease it. Stay tuned. Maybe we'll get some GPS spots out. I don't know. What's good?
Hey, you never know.
Right? Oh my gosh. Eric's like 50 if you moon him right now. It's good. Cool. Okay, so Salty's
right there.
So Salty's gonna do his Pop Top first. Okay, so on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best Pop Top you ever heard, rate this Pop Top. Oh, damn. That got like a splash zone, dude. You got a little bit on your hat, but you're good.
Yeah, no, I got some in the ear too, I think.
Bonus points. That was like a splash zone one. Damn, that was a good one. That was a good one. Ooh, was it Booch?
Boochcraft.
So is that like kombucha?
Yep.
Oh, interesting.
It's an alcoholic kombucha. My brother-in-law actually knows the owner of this company.
Hashtag not sponsored? That's
Hashtag not sponsored. I paid full price.
It looks good.
Shit.
It looks good. Does that... I've tried kombucha like once or twice. I can't remember if it was carbonated like that. It looks really good. That's a good crack. Yeah, a 10. A 10 on 11. Really what? 10, 9.9, 9.8. I always try to get it in her ear. Oh, jeez. Dude. Oh, my gosh. I was like, what? Oh, sorry. I'm sorry I read that out loud, guys. 0. Eric says 0 until you give up GPS spots. That's funny. That's so funny. All right. So I'm going to do my Pop Top real quick. Great. Here we go. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best Pop Top you ever heard, 1 being the worst. Rate this Pop Top. Come on. Come on, Zevia. You can do this. Yeah, that's all right.
It's all right over here.
Sweet. All right. So go ahead and pop in the ratings into the chat. Let me know what happens. I'm going to throw a little background music on. Yeah. Okay. Here's how we're going to run it. I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions. Random ones. Not random. It's like it's kind of like organized. And then we're going to talk a little bit about your beginner days. All right? Like how you got into fishing and all that good stuff. Like what your beginner journey was like. And then we're going to jump into like the highlights, like the best moments you've had in fishing so far. So it'll be like 2 segments, okay?
Okay. Yeah. Right. Progression.
Yeah, progression, exactly. So progression first. All right, guys. So first of all, let's ask Salty. So how do you remember the first time you discovered that fishing was a thing?
Oh God. So I started fishing when I was young, but it wasn't in the saltwater. It wasn't in lakes. It was my great grandma lived up in a small town way up north off 395, and she had a river by her house, right outside her house. Little creek river that ran through. And there was trout. So I go fishing for trout with salmon eggs. That's bobber, little 1/4 ounce split shot, salmon eggs, kitty rod. Probably when I was about 3 or 4 is when I started fishing for trout. And anytime I go up there was nothing to do. It's this tiny town. So I'd go out fishing, or I'd go out just exploring up and down the river, trying to find stuff that washed up. Oh,
that's fun.
So yeah, that's when I started fishing. I did pretty much trout fishing until I got quite a lot older. I did some trout fishing in Colorado. My grandparents moved out to Colorado, took me out to some streams and rivers up there. Did some more trout fishing. I haven't been trout fishing in probably 20 years now, but
Oh, crazy.
that's how I started. And then I kind of stopped for a long time. I didn't do very much. And then I'd say like right after high school, those nights nothing's going on during the week, me and my buddy would just go grab some squid, throw it out in a Carolina rig or a drop shot and just go for whatever bites. A lot of sand rays every once in a while. But I was like, I want to learn how to cast, like a conventional reel, a bait caster. And this was probably 12, 13 years ago. So I bought the weirdest setup I think you'll ever see. It's the Abu Garcia C5, like the small round reel.
Okay.
That they have.
Okay.
And then this tiny little, I think it's up here somewhere, but it's like goofy setup. The butt of the handle is only about yay long, 6 inches. Really awkward to cast. Looking back at it now, but I wanted to learn, so I would get that and I would throw out my regular line for bait and weight. I would take that thing with whatever I found at Walmart.
Nice.
Right. That's pretty much where most of us got started, going to Walmart's fishing section, seeing what they have, and didn't get much. Started on crocodile a lot, and then I noticed it's like, if I let it sink to the bottom, I can get those spotties. I think this is back when spotties were only 12-inch limits.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
So I was trying to get a legal spotty. That was my main goal back then, and I actually got one on a crocodile, just letting it sink and then reeling it back in near the bottom. Big surprise, right?
Oh, that's crazy.
But for when you're out there doing it and you don't know anything, it's an awesome feeling. But other than that, many years, kind of quit doing that. I got busy with work and life in general, and then kind of got just going from hobby to hobby. I've been hobby surfing, I guess, for the last,
that's a good way to put it,
my whole life.
Yeah.
I've done rollerblading, skateboarding.
Wait, what? Wait, what? Hold on.
Oh, dude.
Pause.
Come on.
Pause. You rollerblade, dude?
Shut up. I rollerbladed about 20 years ago.
Me too. 25 years ago. So you got more experience than I do. We're going. Yes.
Come on, now you got skate roll down in Linda Vista. That was the spot.
Oh, that's so
fun. Everybody
awesome.
knows that. Middle school, you were trying to hang out with everybody, find the girls. You know where to win on Friday night. That was Skate World.
That's so funny, dude. See what I mean, guys? What the heck? Like, anyway, you guys, let's keep rolling. This is awesome. Okay.
So yeah, snowboard and surf.
I feel like I'm playing like human Minecraft, dude. I'm mining for Salty's gold right here. I just found a little gold nugget right there. Diamond, boom! Woo! Just kidding.
You have to dig deep for those GPS spots.
I know, right?
Yeah, so no, it was a lot of surfing, skateboarding, just pretty much anything. We would take old skateboards, we would screw down shoes to them.
Oh, nice.
I grew up in Claremont, so a lot of down in the canyons. I was a canyon kid growing up. This was back in the day. You send your kid out, tell them not come back till the streetlights come on. So where do you go? You go down the canyon, try not to get poison oak. That's the main goal. If you came out without getting poison oak, it was a good day.
Yeah.
we would take old skateboards and we would kind of snowboard them down the hill.
That's so funny.
Just shenanigans after shenanigans. And, I did dirt bikes, quads, all that kind of stuff for a while. I got a street bike. I got my permit, never got my license on.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, just a lot of hobbies. And fishing is the one that's kind of really stuck.
Yeah, it's got longevity. That's cool.
Last 3 years, yeah.
We're gonna kind of we're gonna sprinkle in the questions from the audience as we go. That way we don't lose track of them.
Yeah.
I got a question from Chewy. He says, "What is your?" I'm gonna ask this question down the road anyway. What's your favorite? We'll skip that question. We'll go to Todd's question. He says, "What's your favorite fish to catch?"
Oh, favorite fish to catch. It's got to be a spotty, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't caught a yellowtail.
Oh, okay.
I hooked into a big shark, and I still don't think it's as entertaining as a spotty for some reason.
Yeah, like the thrills per minute or thrills per hour, catching like a ton of spotties is like still it's right there, dude. It's right there.
Yeah, you can just go out, you can slam them all day.
Yep.
Great. Plus they fight.
Yeah, I mean, I've caught yellowtail in Mexico, like where it's like, you know, you're gonna get bit as soon as you put that thing down, as soon as you put like this drop shot down or whatever it's called, a dropper loop. And dude, it's like you gotta brace for a fight, and it's like after the third or fourth one, you're like, all right, this sucks, I'm over it. You know, it's like you hook it and you give it to the guy that's like running the boat, like, all right, reel it up.
My arms.
I know. Like, let's go diving. Done.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah, no, it's not only that, but when you're fishing for spotties, there's always a chance of something else, right? It's not always the same thing. So sand bass are fun, but they're kind of predictable. Calicos, I don't feel fight as well per size.
I think I feel like they give up a little bit, like towards the middle of the fight.
I would act in a calico more to a largemouth.
Yeah. Okay.
After catching a few largemouth the past few weeks,
nice.
That's about what I would act in it to.
Very nice. Very nice. Oh, you know what would be cool? Dorado would be cool. Those things jump. Those would be fun to fight, I think.
I do want to get a Dorado at some point.
Yeah. I've just shot it I've done with a spear gun, but not hook and line yet. That looks like it'd be fun. Those things are so curious. All right.
Well, thresher sharks too will jump.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, I don't like messing with sharks.
Yeah, you got to have like a tail rope and everything, especially if you're on a
kayak.
kayak.
I know.
There's like a whole setup. You got to be ready for them if you're gonna go after them.
That's so funny. Cool. Okay, so at this point, you're skating up and down San Diego, going to what is it called? Skate World? No. Yeah, Skate World. Cass Queen is cracking up.
Man.
Cass Queen is cracking up because she's like, that hit a nerve with her. You roller skate, dude. Cass Queen? Were you over there skating too? Dude, nice. Very cool.
That was the spot. That was so the middle school era.
That's so funny. Cool. Okay, so let's talk about you know, like when you're like you kind of touched on it a little bit when you said that when you're kind of casting out the spoon or whatever it's called, not the spoon, the
crocodile.
Yeah, the spoon, right? The crocodile, and you had like a little bit of an insight when you realized that if you let it sink, you could catch like spotties, right? So do you remember from like when you first started getting really into, like, I guess bait fishing or spotty fishing, where you were just sitting there and bait and wait when you're actually like actively fishing? Do you remember other things that were a big aha for you, like letting the lure sink to the bottom?
Well, so after the bait and wait, and I was fishing around crocodiles, my really weird setup, I kind of stopped fishing, as I said, for a while. When I got back into it, I was all over ST Fish. I think I joined ST Fish in 2011. I'm one of those people that just watch anything and everything. My YouTube playlist is just all over the place. So it's one of those. I've been kind of following fishing for a while. Like, kind of like, oh, let's see what's going on with this. Okay, I just read stuff that people like DJ Thrills and Code and all these other members that have posted up over the years. I didn't even get it started fishing. Like, I was like, oh, okay. So I went out and bought like a little bait caster, and I would fish maybe once every 3 months.
Okay. Oh, you got a slow burn. Nice.
Yeah. So I kind of like really eased my way into it.
What was it? Sorry for interrupting. What was the initial, like, what was the thing that got you to buy that bait caster? Like, was it just like
I wanted to learn it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It was just like, oh, I don't know how to do that. I have 7 spinning reels. I want to learn how to use this other one.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. Nice.
Yeah. It's all about the knowledge, I guess, for me.
Yeah. Building that skill set.
It's a problem too. It's one of those things where, like, you don't want to go into something until you know about it.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't necessarily a good thing, because you want to be able to learn along the way while you're doing it. But I've always been the exact opposite. I want to know a little bit about it before I even start.
Right.
So it makes me procrastinate on everything.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'll research something for 2 years before I even try it. Sometimes not necessarily like hardcore research, but I'm like, oh, I'll watch a video here, read an article there.
How old are you around this time?
When I got the baitcaster, first baitcaster, it was a Lose speed stick, $100 combo from Dick's. And that was probably about 3 years ago.
Okay, perfect. That works. SD Kook says a baitcaster equals real fisherman when you're a kid. Right? Yeah, so true. So true.
Hey man, you can't cast out those little tiny split shots on the treble, salmon eggs on a baitcaster.
That's so funny. Awesome. Cool. All right, that makes sense. Okay, so then you start getting out, you start doing the research, and then boom. Okay. What was like if you were to go back in time, okay, and you see yourself on shore trying to learn how to fish, what three pieces of advice would you give yourself to get to make your learning progression or whatever easier?
The very first thing, especially from shore, move around. I wasn't moving. I would go to a spot. I'm like, this feels like it has fish, and I would fish that spot for hours. I wouldn't move. I would get nothing in that spot. I'm like, oh, fish aren't biting, I'd leave. Wouldn't move. Fish aren't biting, move. Nowadays, if I fish from shore, which is kind of rare, I'm maybe 5 casts and I'm moving down 20 feet. 5 casts, moving down 20 feet, and I'll work a whole stretch area. If that's not working, I'll get in my truck and I'll go to another spot.
Oh, interesting. Very cool.
Yeah. Move spots, low and slow. Make sure your bait's on the bottom. That one's tough. From shore, it's a little bit easier because, the contours of the bays, we all know them from kayaks, but they gradually slope up towards you. And when you're reeling in, the closer you get to yourself, the more it wants to pull up naturally, especially on a kayak, which is why I think a lot of people struggle with like underspins. Once it starts getting past a certain point, it's just coming off the bottom, and they're missing so much strike zone in between them and the fish.
Yep. That makes sense. That's a good one for a diagram right there, dude. That's a good one for a diagram.
I thought about making one. Short notice.
Now we'll make one. That's a good one. We'll do one for the show. Maybe we'll go over it soon. That's good. I like that.
But when you're fishing from shore, it gradually slopes up, so it's actually easier. You can use a constant retrieve, and once you get the cadence down, it'll naturally kind of follow that contour up towards you.
That makes perfect sense. Yeah.
And then third thing, don't try too many baits.
Find one. That's me right there, dude.
Yeah, no.
Switching baits every 3 casts. Boom.
Yeah. No, it's a problem. It's a problem a lot of fishermen have.
Distraction.
If you're first starting, go out with one rod, one reel at a time, one type of bait. If they're not biting there, move. They're not biting there, move. Not biting there, move. Somewhere else you get bit, take note of it.
Yeah.
Take note of what's going on, why that one particular bait is working, whether it be area, time, tide, water temp. But get to learn the baits. Don't go out and switch them. You're not going to learn as much. Yeah. You need to know why they're working. You need to know why they're not working.
Very cool. Very cool. All right, guys. Also, just a quick reminder: we do have you guys can ask questions in the chat. Preface your question with the capital question, the word question. It makes it easier for me to spot them, and I will ask Salty those questions as they come up. That's pretty cool. Just real quick, guys, I wanted to just mention that yesterday we did a stream on my regular channel, and that channel is monetized, and you guys came through big time. Even Salty came through with a $10 bill. I'm not gonna say exactly how much I already put, except for Eric. Eric dropped like $100, dude. I was like, oh my god, Eric. So I want to thank everybody one more time, just for yesterday's contributions to the stream. It's amazing. Cal, thank you so much for contributing. Captain Adobo, Zach Riggs in the house, TB Metal Art, Todd, thanks for making it rain. O-Loop, and of course Eric, Mr. Eric the Judge Lima came through with $100, and like Muto came through with $5, and then like Anthony, he's been watching the show, kind of lurking. He finally stepped up and dropped a 50 just out of nowhere, dude. Like I've never seen him in chat, and he just shows up and drops a 50 bomb on us. So that was amazing. Also, Cal, like 50, and Dario, thanks so much for the contributions to the show you guys did yesterday. Of course, Salty, the dude, and of course the homie Lowell 86 Goon in the house. So thanks again, guys, for doing that contribution. I ordered the camera this morning. We're doing I ordered an Insta360 One X2 camera. It's basically gonna allow us to do a 360 virtual reality stream from the kayak. So I'm gonna set it up the same spot where you put my camera usually, but you guys will be able to watch and turn the camera, look any direction you want while I'm fishing. It's gonna be pretty sweet. Anyway, all right, let's get back in the interview.
That's crazy.
And just another thing.
Wait, why does it only run for an hour? Can you not plug it in?
No, it's gonna be able to run for more than an hour. I was just trying to figure out a way to, because it only has one connection, so you can't do an external mic or battery.
Oh.
So I'm just gonna go with battery. If there's a little bit of wind noise, we'll kind of deal with it. But yeah, it should be good. Should be good. Okay, so back to the interview, guys. Okay, so we got some good basic tips for you if you're starting out and you're watching the show. There you go. Take those tips to heart. Work them into your routine. And even if you're experienced, dude, because like for me, yesterday I was fishing and I was swapping baits a lot. Like I have no confidence in any baits but the Ned rig, and the Ned rig wasn't being effective. So I kept switching baits, kept moving. So I was doing too many things. So even some of you guys that have been fishing for a while, maybe it's good to go back to the basic theory and revisit that. So I know I need to do that myself. Cool. All right, so that's like the beginning of your fishing days. Do you remember anything crazy happening when you first started fishing? Like any weird catches? Like the first time you caught like a weird fish or like a unusual fish?
My buddy caught a big old lobster in Mission Bay, hook and line. The thing was full of eggs.
Oh, crazy!
It was massive. I mean, the tail on it was just ginormous.
Nice.
I've never once seen that before. Nothing too crazy as far as fish go.
Well, that's
I think of it. I remember doing some like Hawaiian spear stuff in La Jolla.
Yeah.
Just going around and seeing leopard sharks swimming around, which is amazing if you can ever get a chance to do that.
Yeah, if you guys have like snorkeling gear, you can. I forget what time of the year. Maybe Coach can help me with this. What time of the year? But you can basically snorkel La Jolla shores where people launch the kayaks. That little area, right where the waves are breaking. Like I'm talking like 4 feet of water, 5 feet of water. These people are hanging out in the water, and there's a ton of leopard sharks all over. Like, you can snorkel there. You can just watch the people like don't even realize there's so many sharks under them while they're swimming in the water. It's so funny. And then you can kind of just snorkel right where the surf breaks, and you can see just like you can watch them swim around. It's amazing.
Yeah, no, they're amazing, especially when you're in the water and you're like trying to keep up with them. They're so effortlessly just swimming away from you. You're sitting there, oh, come on. No, it's awesome.
So fun.
Saw some shovel-nosed guitar fish in La Jolla. That's pretty much where I did all my down by Winnincy.
Okay, cool.
Like right above the MLPA zone. We would like go out there and snorkel about.
Fun. Cool. Okay, so this is we're still talking about shore fishing this whole time, right? At what point did you have another vessel before a kayak? Did you do like a float tube or anything like that?
No, I pretty much just fished from shore for probably about a little over a year.
Okay.
And then I've been looking at kayaks for probably 6 months or so. And the thing that made me bite the bullet was when they closed everything down.
Oh yeah. Yep.
For the coronavirus. And then they opened everything back up. If you're on a kayak.
Yeah. If you can fish by yourself.
I couldn't go fish from shore. They weren't letting boats out at the time.
Oh, that's right.
For some reason, if you had a kayak, you can go out and fish. And I was like, my wife knew I was going stir crazy already. She gave me the go ahead. She said, go buy it, get out of the house. Cool. So it was actually, I started watching Fishy Hour in your show. And 2 weeks later, I think I bought my kayak.
That's awesome. But you already had it like you already had it in the mind. You were already gonna do it, so that's good.
Yeah, but that was the thing that like really pushed me.
Yeah, so
I was like, I got to get out there, man. This is the only way.
I'm like, wait,
The
these guys are
only
going out
way.
fishing right now. What the hell? That's funny, dude.
Yeah, exactly, man. I had to do it.
Oh, okay. So Dario's got a question for you.
Yep.
If you have to pick one lure to fish for the rest of your life, what would it be to target spotties?
Ooh, to target spotties.
Yep.
One lure. It'd probably just have to be a jig head with a swim bait.
Nice. Very cool.
It's so generic that, I mean, obviously you're targeting spotties. You can catch so many. Yeah, it's so versatile. You can fish it in almost any kind of different presentation, any time of year, and you can catch your bycatch almost anything, right?
Oh yeah. And it's like you can drag it, you can swim it, right? You can pop it. So you can present it different ways. Yeah, you can present it different ways, and it's you doing it, not like a drop shot where you have to let it sit there and make sure it's tight. You can only fish it
on the top for spotties and get your Corvinas. And
that's so true. Very cool. Okay, that's a good bait. Good explanation. That makes sense. Let's see. Oh, Hyder's gonna be okay. Oh, that's right, because Hyder's doing his Alaska trip soon. Oh, dude, nice. That'd be cool. Hyder could bring back some Alaskan salmon for us. Ooh, for the get together.
Is he supposed to get his kayak too?
No, Hyder already has a kayak.
No, he was supposed to. I think he was looking at a 360.
Oh, was he? Ooh. I think right now he's tapering down. He's gonna start getting ready to go to his Alaska trip. Be good. All right.
Maybe when he gets back.
Yeah, when he gets back. Let's see. SD Cook says Fishy Hour was clutch at the start of the lockdown. Yeah, that was crazy. I was going crazy too. It was fun to be able to talk to people. Cool. All right. Okay, so that's how you got into your kayak. Okay, so tell us about your first kayak outing. What was that like?
First kayak outing was me leaving fast lanes, driving over the Dana parking lot, and then launching it.
Oh, nice.
I didn't rig anything up. I had a pole I think I had one pole and some swim baits. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go out. I just want to test the waters because there was a group trip the next day.
Okay. Nice.
That I wanted to go to. And I was like, oh, I want to know a little bit about the kayak before I go fish with all these guys I've been fishing from kayak.
That's so
I don't
funny.
want to look like kook, right? So I took it out. I went fishing for about 3 hours. I got 3 spotties the very first day. Nothing of size. Kind of pedaled around. And I was like, okay, I'm good. I'm going to go home. I'm going to put my fish finder on. I'm going to go rig out my kayak and then meet up with the guys the next day. So, yeah, that was my very first day. It was a 3-hour session right after buying it.
Did you catch fish?
I did. I caught 3 spotties.
Oh, that's nice. There you go. Boom. There you go. What did you think? Like, all right, I made the right decision, or what was like were you happy? Or were you like kind of?
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, it was like, yeah, this was meant to be.
Oh, cool. Nice. Dude. That's crazy. Like, I remember when I started fishing from a kayak, it was just, yeah, you feel like you can go anywhere. You feel like all the stuff you've been missing out on, like when you're fishing from shore, you're like, oh, it'd be cool. It'd be great if I could just like cast like just a little bit further so I can get to that little spot like where I can see it. And I was just like, okay, I just got to paddle over there, drop the bait in there, should be good.
Yeah, all those rocks on the other side that had a big old fence on it. You're like, man,
exactly.
I guarantee you there's fish over there.
Yeah.
And sometimes there's not, but they look good.
Yeah, exactly. That's so funny. Perfect. Okay, so that kind of brings us a little bit almost up to date, up to current, right? Do you feel you've improved since that day when it comes to fishing?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
the kayak fish, it's shore fishing and kayak fishing. It's 2 different beasts with the same goal, different ways of going about it. But yeah, I mean, every time I watch the show or I watch a video. It doesn't matter how unimportant the small details. It's always those things that kind of are the ones that really give you the insight, right? It's just taking every little tidbit, whether it's good or bad. You'd be like, oh, somebody went out and was using a swim bait and they didn't catch them. You're like, okay, so how does this guy fish and this and that? Well, maybe you're kind of looking at it, how he's reeling.
Yeah.
It's all the small things that kind of just add up.
That's cool.
It's kind of like hoard myself with information, and then whatever sticks. And yeah, without this show and without this community, I wouldn't be where I am today.
That is crazy. I think I totally see what you're saying, because like you basically fill your mind with as much information as you can, good or bad, regarding the sport or regarding the topic, and then you kind of just let your mind deal with it, and then it kind of comes back and says, "Oh, hey, I think I figured this out." You know, like this is insight. Yeah. That's cool. I like that approach. Very true.
Say it's about a bait you don't like, you never want to throw it. So like Brian with a Ned rig.
Yeah.
But if he hears like, oh, this current, I was able to get down this way, they might let him know like, oh, I can go down to a 1/4 ounce cool bait at this time or at this tide swing and be able to get them.
Yeah.
Because it's the small things. It doesn't even have to be relatable, but as long as you can draw information from it and process it in a way that's comfortable for you and you can do something with it, it works.
That makes sense. Yeah, even if it gets you to try something slightly different, that makes sense.
Here's a perfect example.
Go ahead.
So last year I was fishing the slow pitch jig. I would fish it around docks and I would fish in La Jolla. Never fished it in deep. Muto this year brought up the slow pitch jig again. I was like, oh, I'll try it deep. I started getting fish. So it like kind of reignited I was like, okay, well, I remember what I was doing last year. It's working deep. Let me go try it in other areas I used before and find out it's still working this year.
Nice.
It's just like, it's those the little tidbits, right?
Yeah.
Little things.
That's perfect. All right, we got a question. It's kind of related to what you're just talking about from Zach. So what are some of your most memorable learning moments while fishing this year? What happened and what did you do differently the next time?
Oh, most memorable. I got baptized in La Jolla the first time. That was a good one.
Oh yeah.
First time out in La Jolla.
That sucks.
Coming back in. These kayaks aren't meant for the surf, even if they're 1 foot waves.
Yeah.
I took out my skeg. I tried to paddle in. I took out my drive. I flipped my kayak. Luckily, everything was tied down because of your videos. Tie everything down. Nice. You don't want to lose.
Nice.
But I think the only thing I lost that day was my dignity and my glasses. I bought new glasses. My dignity's back.
Nice.
So, yeah, no, that was a good learning experience. Now I approach landing at La Jolla completely different. I just keep my pedals in, straight all the way in, pull them out right at the end.
Nice.
And then just jump in. But
yeah, just jump in. Yeah. Very cool. Nice. That's a good one.
Learning experiences. I think it's just more of an accumulation of time on the water. Just like I said before, it's about the little things. But the big thing would probably be like flipping the kayak in La Jolla.
Yeah. Very cool. And then I'll ask Zach's second question later, because that's kind of a part of my normal question anyway. So we'll get to that question in a little bit, Zach. What's up, Chad? Welcome to the show. Hope you're here. Hope you're having fun. A bit. What up? I see my friends. Okay, people are just kind of really, sharing some fishing goals. That's good. Okay, truth. All right, cool. All right, let's keep it rolling. Okay, so that's cool. That's cool. I like that. Now we're gonna jump in a little bit into basically I guess it's mostly this year, right? Like what's been your kind of like fishing highlights for you? Like what's been some of your favorite moments that have happened because you're fishing?
Oh man. I mean, obviously this year with the lockdown and everything, it was really the ability to get out in the water, get out with friends and club members and everyone alike, and being able to just go experience it all and take in information. But if you're talking about fish, I think last summer I got my biggest halibut, 28 half when I got.
Oh yeah,
I could have swore it was 29 on the water, but by the time I got home and I remeasured, it was 28 half. I'm not sure if it shrunk or I had a bad measurement. I don't know if that's what I'm going with.
That's so funny.
28 half. It was like 8 point something pounds.
That's so pretty good. That's a lot of meat.
Yeah, no, that was cool. Obviously, you guys heard about my best spotty day ever recently. That was amazing.
Bunch of legals. Tell everybody how many legals you got that day, just so they can get an idea in case they miss that.
Yeah, 18.
That's so crazy, dude.
I wouldn't even. If
I'll be happy with 18 fish.
Caught 18 legals in a day, I'd be like, yeah, you're full of shit.
Yeah, I know, right? That's so funny. So how many fish did you catch overall that day? I can't remember off the top of my head.
53.
Yeah, see, it's awesome. So like, when I was doing that 100 fish challenge, I think maybe I had 2 or 3 legals, dude, in 100 fish, right?
Yeah.
And I remember I was doing Instagram stories of each fish as I was catching them, so it's kind of a little bit tedious. So like the whole stream, like my whole feed was like, oh, here's fish number 1, and I'd video it, and then I'd release it, and then I'd go, oh, here's fish number 2, whatever, right? And there was this kid who was watching the stream, and then like when I got to about 50 fish, he got so aggro on me, dude. Like, it's like, oh, that's BS, dude. Like, no way you catch 50 fish in the bay, blah, blah, blah. I was like, wow, dude. And I didn't see it. I didn't notice it because I was like busy trying to catch fish and posting them up until like when I got to about fish 70 or something like that. 70. I was about to get to fish 75. I forget. Anyway, so like by the time I saw that guy's message, I was already like on, I think on fish, getting close to fish 100 or 75, I forget which. And I remember my reply to him was like, oh, no, not 50, 75. And it just stopped responding.
You know, it's a thing with fishermen though, right? There's a lot of fishermen that have lied and given themselves a bad name.
That's
and
true.
A lot of fish stories. Yeah. Believe it or not, that's up to you.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Very crazy. Cool. Okay.
I got the timestamps on my phone, so.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah.
All right. So then, like, yeah, for me, luckily I had the instant Instagram stuff story going on, and I also had the GoPro footage, and I made a full video of it. So like all the fish are in there.
Yeah, you got cast to catch and everything.
Yeah.
Got the full proof on that. I just got a picture, but you know.
No, it's all good. It's all good. It's there. So now let's talk about a little bit about your so like now or like the future, right? So like as far as like fishing goes, what are your fishing goals? Like not necessarily just for the year, but like what are your fishing, what do you see yourself doing in the future as far as fishing goes?
So as most of you know, I'm competitive. Trivia nights, you know, little thing. I like competing. It's just fun for me. I find that I learn a lot when I compete. It really gives the motivation to take in the information, go out and really try. So for me, I want to do more tournaments. Obviously, spotty tournaments are kind of few and far between. Thank you for Eric for putting this one on. Can't appreciate you enough on that because I've learned a lot just through Spotty Bowl itself. So I don't know. I've been looking at freshwater tournaments. I know there's some other ones around the area that pop up from time to time. Yep. Maybe not this year. It might be next year. Might need to get my feet a little wetter, knock some of the salt off of them before I go out. But no, like more of the immediate this summer, I want to catch a yellowtail in La Jolla. White sea bass, if it happens, it happens kind of thing. It's not one of the things I'm like targeting. I do want to catch a yellow. As far as spotties go, I'd like to break my personal best, which was a 16.5 I caught from my buddy's boat probably about a year and a half ago. Before I had the kayak.
On lures?
Yeah, it was on a Jigpara spin.
Oh, nice.
Over actually by the secret spot, believe it or not.
Crazy.
Yeah, not too many immediate goals. Long term, probably just more tournaments. I think the freshwater tournament scene's a lot larger, a little bit more available.
Yeah.
So I might get into that a little bit more, or get into it.
Yeah. Very cool. Very cool. Let me see. Damn, dude, this I was look I just looked at the time and we are burning through the time. That's awesome. It doesn't feel like we've been talking that long.
No, I'm expecting another hour at least.
Right? Nice. Oh, don't say that because I guess I have to be like, all right, we're in. Go ahead.
Tell him. One more hour. Chat. Go.
That's so funny. All right, so then the question is GPS spots. Let's go.
Yeah.
42
that way.
east, 67 west. I don't know.
I can't even tell you one GPS spot. I don't
even know what the format is.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Latitude, longitude, something or other.
All right, guys. So let's open up the questions, really, guys. If any of the things we've been talking about or any of the stories that Salty's shared, trigger any questions, and you go ahead and ask a question because now's the time to ask, and we can all get to listen to the answer. And it's part of being here live, guys, is that you guys get to be part of the show too. So ask your questions, and if you have any responses to questions that we've actually asked Salty, go ahead and put in your responses too, like your goals for the year or that kind of stuff. I see Zach is also interested in fishing more freshwater too. It's very cool. Let's see. SoCal Salty Hooks says he has a question.
Yep.
How do you feel about big swim baits?
Big swim baits for spotties, I think you want to wait until the later parts of summer. In the early spring, it's going to be the same as most bait fish. They're a lot smaller.
Yeah.
So what the fish will key in on, it's the same with yellowtail and bluefin. They'll key on with smaller baits. And if you're presenting something that's abnormally large, they're not used to seeing, they might not necessarily go after it, especially when the bait's so plentiful. If you're in the bay right now, you've seen the bait balls everywhere. You know what's out there, but the bait that's generally there is going to be small. So I would say wait till the later parts of the season, and then you can start throwing those 4s, 5s, and 6s. Obviously, there's guys that throw those right now.
Yeah.
They do it mainly at night, from what I've seen, and they do well. There's a lot of guys out there doing really well on big swim baits, but I think during daytimes right now, I would stick to the 3s. You maybe get into 4s if you're around bigger fish, but I would say small until later parts of summer.
Very cool. Nice. That's a great answer, dude. Muto says Roman loves freshwater. No, I don't. I just
get a big fish or a good day, and you'll start.
I know.
There's certain things about freshwater.
I like freshwater. If I was to fish more freshwater, I'd be the guy that'd be like, all right, I'm just gonna throw this big glide bait and try to catch like a giant fish all day, and if I don't catch anything, I don't catch anything. You know, that's it.
I mean,
that's the kind of freshwater fisherman I would be, I think.
Yeah, the one and done, the trophy fish guy.
Yeah, I can't deal with the 1 inch sink per 10 seconds. Sink rate.
Yeah,
I can't deal with that.
This is true. All right, but let's just talk about freshwater.
Go for it.
I've only been freshwater fishing 2 times for anybody in chat that doesn't know.
More than adequate.
I've only been
experience to speak on this.
Twice.
Nice. Go for it.
But from what I've seen, when you're in the shallows and you can see them moving around, they move a lot more than your traditional spotties. Spotties will sit in the spot. They're ambush predator.
Mm-hmm.
So once you kind of figure them out, you kind of know the general areas they're going to be, obviously around structure and everything else. But once you find an actual area, that's why people are so protective over areas. They don't move a lot. These largemouth, and these things are cruising in, out, in the tulies, out of the tulies, out to the deep, in from the deep. They're all over the place. The other thing is you can catch them at any part of the water column.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
In the morning, you get that top water. Sometimes you'll get them in just that medium. They're suspended offshore a little bit when they move out from bedding. Sometimes they're on the bottom. They're bedding. They're doing whatever. But you can get them in so many different areas of the water column. There's so much opportunity to try and find baits that you like, confidence baits or baits that you just like throwing, because that's what it's about, right? Finding the thing you like doing. It may not be the most productive, but if you like throwing, you're having a good time, do it. Throw your confidence baits. Yep. That's what you're going to enjoy. But it just allows for so much variation, and they're moving off and then coming back. It takes a little bit to kind of like locate them per day versus per season, which I feel like is more like spotties. Like the other thing is accessibility. I feel like if I was going to take my kid out, I would take him to go freshwater fishing right now.
Yeah.
Probably go after bluegills or panfish or something else, but you don't have as much boat traffic. Yeah, you have bass boats coming by. The wakes aren't as big. The winds, I'm sure, probably get bad some places, but a lot of these places are in coves and valleys where you're kind of protected a little bit. I'm sure late summer probably gets way too hot for me. So, but there's definitely upsides to freshwater that these last few outings kind of opened my eyes a little bit to it.
Yeah. That's very cool.
Yeah.
That's good. And like, all right, so I'm not a huge fan of freshwater, of course, but like, yeah, it's I'd like that the outing kind of like it just brought you guys that new experience. That's pretty cool. We have some questions here. Let's see. Zach's got a question. How do you feel about braid color?
Don't care about it. Doesn't matter.
All right, cool. That's a good one. Okay, Cal. No, we can do
actually,
like. Go ahead.
My braid colors are per line weight. I have bright green for 50 pound. I have dark green for 30, and I have blue for 20.
Got it.
Just so I know what's on there.
That's cool. So you use you use braid color as a way to color code the pounds or the rating. That's good. That's a good way to do it. Except if you have green and light green, when the green starts to fade, it's gonna look like light green. That's good. It's all gonna be white.
Not at all.
How do you really feel about the Ned rig? Says Cal. Cal's trying to pick a fight. What, Cal? What's going?
Like I said, fish your confidence bait.
Mm-hmm.
It's not mine.
All right, and then Captain Adobo has got a question that's pretty much like a perfect follow up for this. What is your confidence bait?
My go-to number one bait. Yeah, I think it goes back to the question Dario asked. If I was going to pick up one bait, it would be just a swim bait on a jig head.
Cool.
Probably an underspin, just because if I didn't feel like the flash was adding, I could take it off.
Oh, yeah. Got it. Eric, the Judge Lehman asked a question. He says, question, out of all available flavors, why did you choose salty?
The one I was given.
Oh, nice. Zach's had a question at submission. Oh, never mind. No, that's not a question. Oh, wait. Submission's had a question? Let's see. Where is it? Let's see. What up, Sound of the City? Kalani in the house. What's up? Is it possible to win without fishing the docks? Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know if that's a question for you, but it's a good question. Yeah. It is. It is possible.
Absolutely, it is. It is possible. The way they're staging, I said this in the 3 sessions ago, but if you can find some deeper water structure spots, there's big fish on them.
Very cool.
I don't know that you're going to fish grass and necessarily win right now. I think they're holding more to hard structure. But
that makes sense. Kalani says freshwater bass are 10,000 times harder to figure out. I don't know about 10,000 times harder, but they're definitely harder to figure out than spotties. Spotties just like, oh.
At the end of the day, a bass is a bass.
Yeah.
If you're a proficient fisherman, I think you should be able to go across and catch a few. It's going to be slower.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Very cool. Cool. And then just like real quick, guys, just because I see some questions coming through about like dock etiquette. Yeah, just don't hit the boats with your lures. Don't hit the boat with your kayak, because people pay a lot of money for those boats, and those holes are going to be pristine, right? So don't hit any boats. Don't get your lines tangled up. If you're going to pitch into a slip, make sure there's no lines coming across, because sometimes they'll put lines that kind of drag, they'll like sag and be in the water. So you don't want to be out there trying to like unhook your hook from a line. If you do get stuck on a line, do your best to not knock any of the boats or hit any of the boats while you're getting your stuff untangled. Maybe like land on an open dock, go over there, undo your stuff, and then come back and get in your kayak. Just err on the side of you wouldn't want anybody knocking your boat or dinging your stuff with the lure, right? So it's basically the golden rule, right? Treat their stuff like you want your boat treated too. So kind of that.
Plus,
go ahead.
It's super awkward when they're in there making breakfast and you accidentally knock their boat. They'll sit there and stare at you out the window, and they got eggs in the pan. They're just shaking their head at you, and you're like, "I'm sorry." Ask me how I know.
That's so funny. Yeah, and if you see somebody out there on their boat, just say, "Hey, good morning," or not. You can't say good morning because that's bad luck for fishing, right? So you gotta say, "Hey, how's it going?" Right? You say, "Hey, what's up? How's it going?" Right? And then just basically be pleasant, be nice. That's they're out there trying to enjoy the day too. You're out there enjoying the day. No point in ruining each other's day, right? Okay, so I keep it going. The dude question: favorite spot for lobster trapping? Oh, it's like we don't. Have you done lobster? Trapping?
I did it one time a long time ago from a little dinghy. We went out on the season opener day. My buddy had a few lobster traps, set them out. I think we got one legal, but that was probably about 7 years ago.
Oh, nice.
I have no experience in it.
Nice. All right, it's funny. Hyder's like, yeah, a porthole full of angry face. Oh, what's up, Fox River Bushcraft? Welcome to the show. I'm glad you're here. Hanging out, talking about fishing, interviewing Salty over here. Oh, what up, Sambo in the house? Sam, what's up, dude? What is harder, freshwater or saltwater, in your opinion?
I don't think one's necessarily harder than the other. I think one is more productive as far as amount of fish you can get in a day. But if you look at it in any sense, if you're doing tournaments, it's still going to be the same. You're competing against a field of 50 other anglers, whether it be fresh or salt. So I think if you're looking for numbers, I'd say freshwater is slower. You're not going to get the same amount of numbers. But in a tournament, it's still against 50 other anglers. You're not competing against the fish, right? You're competing against other people. So in that sense, it's the same. So unless the fields are bigger, then it wouldn't change. As far as figuring them out, there's one advantage to fishing for spotties, and that's they're always on the bottom.
Oh, yeah.
That's the one advantage you have for fishing for spotties. Whereas largemouth, water column, up and down. But there's a lot more information out there for bass.
Oh,
so there's a lot more opportunities to learn.
That's true.
So give or take, if you're fishing tournaments, it's still going to be against other anglers. So I'd say it's roughly about the same.
Very cool. All right. Okay, so guys, we're getting near the end of the show. We're gonna basically start wrapping it up. So let's see. Do you have? I guess the final couple questions from me are. We kind of already talked about your future plans for fishing. Anything you want to say in general to the guys watching? Do you want to share?
Just want to thank all of you guys for any information you put out, any hospitality you've shown. All these guys in the group have been great. Really friendly, approachable group, which in fishing I think is kind of rare. There's a lot of negativity out there, and this group has really brought a lot of positivity to the community. I just want to say thanks for sharing.
Very cool. Nice, dude. Yeah, we're happy and lucky to have you as part of the community, Salty. So thanks so much for hanging out with us and being a positive influence in the group. I dig it. So guys, once again, we're gonna take Salty out with a round of applause from the live studio audience. Salty, thanks so much for hanging out with us today and saving the day. Brian owes you one.
Oh, speaking of Brian,
go.
I did look up fishing facts and history. I came across something that said most fish don't swim backwards. If you look into the question a little bit more, it means some fish will swim backwards. That's the weirder part of that question.
That's hilarious. Yeah, there's I forget which fish it is. Dude, I used to know this. I used to know this question. But yeah, that's good. That's the interesting fun fact. Interesting fun fact. And then you could give Brian a hard time tomorrow if you want. I mean, next week if you want.
I had to do it for Brian.
Nice job.
Pay homage.
There you go. Some science for you guys. Any book recommendations, movie recommendations you want to share? Oh no. Oh yeah. Brian usually does a movie recommendation. You want to do a movie recommendation?
Jesus. Not prepared for that one. I'll go with the greatest movie of all time, probably Dumb and Dumber.
Oh, nice. How many max out of 5 do you give it?
12. Best movie ever.
Woo! All right, Salty, thank you so much for hanging out with us today. Woo!
Thanks for having me.
Have a good one. Awesome. Guys, I love this community. You guys are awesome. Salty, thanks again for hanging out with us. That was an awesome show. It's awesome. Get to know you better. The guys get to know you better. I get to learn a ton, and we all get to learn from different people's kind of like their fishing journey, right? Their fishing experience. So I'm glad everybody's here. I'm glad you guys enjoyed the show. Once again, thanks so much for yesterday's support. We should have the camera here by tomorrow, and next week on Tuesday we'll do a 360 stream on my regular channel. We'll be back here on Monday for Fishy Hour with Roman. It'll just be me hanging out, talking with you guys. Tuesday, we're going to do a 360 live stream, the VR stream. And then Wednesday, Brian should be back. And you guys can give him a hard time for missing. Quick shout outs. Well, the music is still rocking. Dave Rage, thanks for hanging out with us today. Submission Fishing Co. Muto in the house. Zach Riggs in the house. All Nighter Hider. Chad, what up, Chad? Cal, Tiki Dave. What's up, Tiki Dave? With the, what's it called? With a Mai Tai. Leonard, sorry, I'm over here drooling and stuff. Dario in the house, the dude, Carl Black, Two Geeks, what's up? Amir, it's been a while. It's been at least a week since I've seen you. Thanks for coming back and hanging out with us. I got Todd TB Metal Art in the house, guys. tbmetalart.com for amazing work like this beautiful yellowtail and the Metal Mac. Go check his work out. Very reasonable pricing and awesome work. Anthony, thanks for coming back. I'm glad you're participating more in the chat. Glad to have you here. I'm glad you're interacting more with the fellas. Any questions, dude, just pop it in there. Very good. Cast Queen, again, thanks for coming back. Sound in the city. Anthony, welcome back, dude. I'll see you guys Monday. Have a good night. Peace. Okay, I got the music run out. Let the stream end. All right, end. Woo! Thanks, dude.